Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. The Lakers are suffering from injuries and it has been officially announced that stars Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves will miss Monday night's game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Very sad news for Lakers fans, because Doncic and Reaves are the Lakers' main players this season. But unfortunately they will not play against the Portland Trail Blazers. Lakers rule out Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves vs Trailblazers. Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves will both be held out of the lineup against the Portland Trail Blazers on Monday, the Los Angeles Lakers announced, putting a heavy burden on LA's reserves on the road. Doncic and Reaves played nearly 40 minutes apiece in the Lakers' 130-120 win over the Miami Heat on Sunday before flying with the team to Portland late Sunday night. Doncic is listed on the injury report with lower left leg contusion management, the same issue that caused him to miss 3 games last week. Reaves, who had not missed a game yet this season, is on the injury report with right groin soreness. LA also will not have LeBron James, right sciatica, Gabe Vincent, left ankle sprain, and Adu Thiero, left knee surgery recovery, available in Portland. Starting center DeAndre Ayton, who missed the second half of LA's win in Memphis on Friday and all of the Heat game because of back spasms, is questionable to play, per the team. And backup big man Maxi Kleber, who has been sidelined with an abdominal muscle strain, is questionable to make his season debut in Portland, according to the team. The Lakers are off to a 5-2 start, the third best record in the Western Conference, thanks in large part to Doncic and Reaves. Doncic is averaging 41.3 points on 54.5% shooting, 11.5 rebounds, and 8.3 assists, while Reaves is averaging 31.1 points on 48.9%, with 9.3 assists and 5.1 rebounds. One of LA's 2 losses came against the Blazers, however. Portland, at 4-2, is number 4 in the West in the early going. Lakers making Luka Doncic very happy with latest string of genius moves. Through the first 7 games of the season, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, and DeAndre Ayton have been solid for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers made a flurry of offseason moves this summer to help Luka Doncic and LeBron James, and all of them seem to be panning out pretty well. Their 5-2 start to the season has been largely defined by the emergence of Austin Reaves as a legitimate star, but all of the guys they brought on board this summer have been playing their parts beautifully. Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, and DeAndre Ayton have all fit in well as pieces of the puzzle around Doncic and Reaves. Over the summer, some fans were disappointed with the moves LA made, especially with the way things went down with Dorian Finney-Smith. But so far, the team looks solid. And the new additions are playing their roles very well. How will our new Lakers playing? First, there's Smart, who has already earned a place in the starting lineup, even if it is only a temporary spot while LeBron James is out. His defensive intensity has been a welcome addition to the lineup, and he's even hitting some shots, too, though that's mostly a recent development, as he shot 3 of 7 from deep against the Miami Heat. Through his first 5 games, in which he started the last 3, Smart has played 27.2 minutes per contest, the 6th most on the team. He's averaged 9.2 points, 1.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.4 steals while shooting 48.5% from the field and 27.8% from deep on 3.6 three-point attempts per contest. Just as Smart enjoyed a solid night against the Heat, LaRavia did as well. He churned out a 25-point, 8-rebound, 3-assist performance that also included him nabbing 4 steals. He shot 10 of 13 from the floor and 2 of 3 from deep. LaRavia has appeared in all 7 games for the Lakers, playing 28.6 minutes per contest. He's averaging 12.9 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists while shooting 60% from the floor and 50% from distance. Lastly, Ayton missed the Heat game due to a back injury, but he's looked good while playing alongside Doncic and Reaves so far this season. He's played in 6 games, starting all of them, and earning 31.3 minutes per contest. Ayton has averaged 14.8 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 1.2 assists on 62.7% from the field. All three of these guys have contributed to winning so far, and so far, this past summer looks like a big success for LA. Lakers predicted to cut ties with $18 million guard who was nearly traded last season. The Los Angeles Lakers could be in for another eventful trade season. The franchise is in a solid spot through 7 games, 5-2 record, but it hasn't ruled out a mid-season deal to cement its championship contention. Lake Show Life's Quinn Everts thinks that moving on from a 24-year-old second guard contributor who was nearly traded last season is a viable option for Los Angeles. Dalton Connect's tenure with the Los Angeles Lakers may have started off too strongly, Everts wrote Monday. I know that sounds odd, because the Lakers expected Connect, who was 23 on draft night, to contribute immediately, and he did just that. But Connect set an unrealistic expectation off the bat with a scorching month of November in which he averaged 13.6 points per game and shot 46% from three-point range. Now, just a year removed, Connect is a clear trade candidate who may not factor into the Lakers' future plans. In fact, Connect being a Laker past this year's deadline would be a relative shock. It's been challenging to get a good read on Connect thus far. The Tennessee product has shown glimpses of brilliance on the offensive end, as it's evident that he has the arsenal necessary to make plays happen on his own accord and as an off-ball threat. That said, the former number 17 overall pick's decision-making/shot selection is concerning, and given his minimal defensive support at this stage, his margin for error is relatively slim. Connect, who the Charlotte Hornets almost landed in an early February trade, is averaging 6.8 points per game this season on 42.1% field goal shooting and 22.7% three-point shooting. Perhaps the Lakers could acquire an asset like Andrew Wiggins in a potential trade involving Connect, assuming the Heat would be interested in developing the young shooting guard. Lakers 6'7" wing thriving next to Doncid in absence of LeBron James. Although the Los Angeles Lakers have been without Luka Doncic for a few games and LeBron James for the whole beginning of the season, they are still 5-2. Much of that can be attributed to breakout guard Austin Reaves, who is averaging 31.1 points per game along with 9.3 assists. Reaves has certainly been the X-factor to most of the Lakers' victories, but they surely wouldn't be in this position without the supporting cast. Most noticeably Jake LaRavia, the 6'7" first-year Laker whom they signed this offseason. In the Lakers' most recent game against the Miami Heat on Sunday, LaRavia had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals in 35 minutes. Again, in a 1-point win against the Minnesota Timberwolves, LaRavia had 27 points and shot 10 of 11 from the field. Without LeBron, the Lakers are searching for multiple guys to replicate his production because one guy cannot do everything that he does. LaRavia has been the perfect substitute while he is out. He is currently averaging 12.9 points per game, which would be a career high if he stays on that pace. When the Lakers signed him this offseason, they certainly didn't expect this type of value. He has been so good in fact, that Lake Show Life's Tyler Watts labeled him the steal of the offseason. LaRavia is going to keep making winning plays. He shot 42.3% from three-point range last season and rated as an above-league average player by win shares per 48 minutes, Watts said Monday. The 24-year-old is still improving and now has Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves setting him up. Soon, the Lakers will add LeBron James to the mix, and things will get even easier for LaRavia. He is shining in his role and way outperforming his contract. He is the perfect plug-and-play guy, who will mesh well with all the different lineups the Lakers can put on the court. Watch out for LaRavia and the rest of this star-studded Lakers team, because right now they look legit. Lakers urged to pounce on right offer for LeBron James trade. The Los Angeles Lakers have once again found themselves with too many superstars to handle. After having LeBron James since 2018, trading for Luka Doncic just months ago, and now seeing the ultimate rise of Austin Reaves, the Lakers have 3 all-star caliber players teams around the league would love to have. However, this new trio could be extremely short-lived, and as James has yet to suit up this season due to sciatica, the three haven't even been on the court together since Los Angeles's playoff loss in April. But while head coach J.J. Redick and general manager Rob Pelinka wait for James to return, there's a ticking clock on the time he could have left on the team. LeBron James injury update and Lakers return timeline revealed. With James set to become a free agent next summer, and the immense value he still holds around the league at age 40, the Lakers were recently urged to explore their options with the NBA's all-time leading scorer, because right now, there is a chance he leaves in the offseason for nothing. The Lakers still can, and should, test the trade market for potential upgrades. Zach Buckley wrote for Bleacher Report on what the Lakers should do with James and his expiring contract. If the right offer comes along, the purple and gold should absolutely pounce. If it doesn't, though, the Lakers shouldn't feel the need to overpay for a subtle upgrade just to appease an aging star. Over the most recent offseason, James picked up his $52.6 million player option with Los Angeles for this season. Since that news, along with the comments made by his agent, Rich Paul, to NBA insider Shams Charania, have sparked mass speculation about the star's future. LeBron James isn't the Lakers' priority anymore. Part of Buckley's message to the Lakers centered around recent comments made by Charania, as in a podcast appearance, he said that James' status is still very much up in the air, and nobody knows if he even wants to come back. We still don't know where LeBron is gonna be. I still think it's very much up in the air. I don't think he knows exactly how the end is going to play out. Could it be with the Lakers? Sure, but he's a free agent. But with the uncertainty around one of the best players in the history of the sport, it also begs the question of whether the Lakers want to keep him around. They now have Doncic, and while Reaves' future is also as uncertain as James, having an arguably top 5 player on any given night is a good starting point for the 17-time champions. Not that they have that stability in the superstar position with Doncic taking the reins from James. The front office doesn't need to do what they've done in the past and go out of their way to appease the king. Regardless of the decision he makes over the offseason, it wouldn't topple what the franchise has been building. Sure, the Lakers would probably prefer he doesn't take his talents elsewhere, but they aren't living and dying with that decision, Buckley wrote. The baton has obviously been handed over to Doncic, so it falls on James to find his fit in LA. The organization, on the other hand, no longer needs to feel obligated to fit its plans around whatever serves him best. Whenever he does return from sciatica and begins his record-breaking 23rd NBA season, there is still the question of how much is left in the tank. There's no guarantee he'll even play beyond this season, Buckley added. The Lakers have to remember that and act accordingly. James might be an important puzzle piece right now, but he's no longer the most important player they have. Luka Doncic and Reaves are carrying the team, sure, saying the Lakers have been a two-man show to begin the season is a stretch, but looking at the numbers, it is hard to find a team relying on 2 players more than Los Angeles has with Reaves and Doncic. J.J. Redick drops bold claim amid Lakers' Austin Reaves problem. Specifically for the former, as he is one of only 4 Lakers players to suit up in each of their 7 games so far. In that span, he's averaged 31.1 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 9.3 assists, including a near 50-point triple-double and a buzzer-beater against the Minnesota Timberwolves. In what has been the first semi-prolonged stretch of his career as the frontman of a team, Reaves has picked up the responsibility in stride. That guy is going to show up in the big moments, Redick said after Reaves' game winner. I'm not surprised. He's done that many times in his career. Play. The Reaves evolution has hit Lakerland hard to start the year, but along with him, Doncic has also been playing some of the best basketball of his career. The Slovenian did sit out for 3 games with leg and finger injuries, but after missing a week, he was back to regularly scheduled programming. In 4 games, Doncic is averaging what would be a league-leading 41.3 points, hasn't played in at least 70% of games, isn't on the official stat ladder until then, 11.5 rebounds, and 8.3 assists on 54.5% shooting. After signing his deal and losing some weight, Doncic now looks comfortable as the leader for the Lakers. Luka Doncic breaks 56-year Jerry West record, makes Lakers history. Redick has had strong contributions from players like DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart, but it's mostly been the Doncic and Reaves show through 7 games, and will likely continue to be until James returns. J.J. Redick praises Bronny James for making one of the plays of the game versus Heat. After a rocky start to his sophomore season, Bronny James had one of the best games of his career against the Heat. After some bright spots in his rookie season and a promising summer league, Bronny's sophomore season with the Lakers hasn't started on a particularly great foot. With injuries affording him some cameos early in the year, Bronny hasn't impressed, to say the least. However, head coach J.J. Redick and his staff continued to allow him opportunities this year, and their belief finally paid off on Sunday. While it wasn't his best performance statistically, it was one of the first times in his career that he's played meaningful fourth-quarter minutes. In total, Bronny played 18 minutes, with 7 of those coming in the final frame. And, most importantly, he played a notable role in helping the Lakers earn the win over the Heat. "I thought he was really good on the ball, defensively," Redick said. "He got a steal off the ball, but I thought he was really good off on the ball, and now I've seen that twice over the last week or so where he was really just a force in terms of containment and physicality." And then he made arguably the play of the game when Luka was double-teamed and he was the next guy. He drove the closeout, got in the paint, read the paint swarm, and ended up getting his teammate an open three. So just a really good building block for him tonight to play in a very meaningful game in the fourth quarter and have a lot of good plays. While it might be an overstatement to call it arguably the biggest play of the game, it was unquestionably a momentum-swinging play. Bronny made a nice read on the poor closeout, as Redick noted, and then didn't force things at the rim and found an open smart for a three. That shot forced a Heat timeout as the Lakers responded to a Miami run with one of their own. Now, you can pretty easily push back on the play of the game superlative, but ultimately, it was a nice read that you'd expect any rotation guard to make. In that sense, it's progress for Bronny, who has looked little like a rotation guard this season. But on Sunday, he was making the right plays, and while he only had 2 points and 2 assists, he did finish with 3 steals and was impactful defensively. "He was great," Luka Doncid said. "In those kind of moments, you never know if you're going to play or not. He was ready, and that means a lot to us, and he was ready to go at the right moment. He played great today, he was great defensively, and we expect him to do that." "I thought he was good," Austin Reaves added in his own post-game scrum. "I thought he played really good minutes, was good defensively, did the right things offensively. The more he continues to get those minutes, the better he'll be. We needed the minutes that he gave us tonight, and looking forward to him continuing to do that." The aforementioned 2 points from Bronny on the night came on a lob from Austin Reaves, which was eerily similar to another Reaves to lebron alley-oop. "I've got to be the first person in NBA history to throw a father a lob and a son a lob. It was cool," Reaves said. "I told Bron that as soon as I checked out after that. It was a pretty special moment." Again, this is all grading on curve with Bronny. The expectations of him versus the expectations of someone like Gabe Vincent are different. The important challenge now for Bronny is to make this sustainable and consistent. These no longer can be bright flashes in an otherwise dull season. This need to be regular contributions. If he can make that next step as a player, then he could really start earning some rotation minutes.